Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. This is your host, Seth Greene. With me, as always, is my co-host, the inventor of the infomercial and the original shark on Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us today.
Seth, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to a great day today. Thank you.
Awesome. Our very special guest today is Sandro Piancone, who is co-founder of vidboxmexico.com, bringing the success of Redbox to Mexico with a dream management team that has investors just drooling all over it. Sandro, welcome.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Kevin. Nice to talk to everyone today.
All right.
So, Sandro, what prompted the idea of taking Redbox, a hugely successful U.S. company, into Mexico?
Well, I love to watch movies, especially superhero movies. I'm a comic book geek. So me and my sons would go wait in line on a Friday night at a Redbox near our house. And I would say, you know, that would be a great business for Mexico. My other businesses, we help bring franchises into Mexico. So at the beginning, we were looking to just be a logistics partner for Redbox and bring Redbox into Mexico. And that was about 3 years ago. And as they say, be careful what you wish for. We ended up being the exclusive license franchisee, bringing Redbox into Mexico under our own label, under vidbox. And so that's how we ended up doing it, for the love of movies.
Does it look like Redbox is in terms of the IP and everything, or did you change that also?
No, so what it was these are different machines, or actually a better machine. Redbox had the opportunity to buy out their second largest competitor, which was Blockbuster Express. So
Right.
They bought 10,000 machines to take them out. So it was a different platform, a different machine. They didn't want to have two different machines out in the marketplace. So that's why they decided to sell these machines to all foreign countries. Here's actually a picture of it. It's actually a bigger machine. It holds 950 DVDs, and it has a screen on top to show trailers. So if you really know a Redbox, it's a different machine altogether.
Yeah.
They built a
Nice. It's beautiful. Now, how many of those do you have placed across Mexico now?
So we're in 13 cities. We have over 400 machines rolled out. And as you know, or for our listeners that don't know, we already own the 4,000 machines in the business plan to roll out. So we have 3,600 more machines to go. And so we have 400 machines out. It's been in the last 6 months going crazy, rolling out 50 or 60 machines a month.
And when you say a city, so do you sell a territory? Like, is a city, do you have more than one franchisee in there, or did you franchise it in Mexico? I guess maybe it's the first question I should ask.
Yeah, no. What we did, there's two models. We looked at two models. There's a model out of Canada where they franchise the machines, and then there's the Redbox model where they're corporate owned. They control all of the marketplace. And so what we decided, they're all corporate owned. So we roll them out. We own all the machines. We put them in cities. So if we go into a city, we like to do a beachhead of 50 machines and then grow from around there. So we have cities with 100 machines in them. We have cities, Mexico City, for example, may have 1,000 machines, or Guadalajara may have 400 machines. So we own the machines, we go out and we put them out ourselves.
So I mean, you know, people franchise because they want to use other people's money. You know, in a case here, you guys, if you're owning all the machines, you know, you're putting out some, obviously, as you know, some pretty hefty capital. So did you raise the capital, you know, because you chose to be owner operated as opposed to franchising, and was that because the numbers were so lucrative?
They were. There are two reasons. One, the machines are very lucrative. The second is we can control. If we go out and make a deal with Walmart, which we're in Walmart, or 7-Eleven or Soriana, we want to be able to have that customer service, control the customer service. We want to decide which movies we put in there, instead of a franchisee might say, well, this month I don't want to spend any money on new releases and have old releases. So the really where we made money on this deal is when we bought the machines, right? Not just signing the deal, bought the machines. These machines, brand new, were $23,000 each. Okay? Right. That's what it costs for a brand new machine. When Redbox bought out Blockbuster Express, they were used by that time. Our first test, we spent $7,500 a machine when we did our 100 store test, 100 machine test. Then we doubled down. We knew it was lucrative. By the time we came back a year and a half later to purchase all the machines, a lot have changed. We were able to buy every single used machine in the world for $2.5 million. So we own these machines for $600 each.
Wow.
So that was the deal that was made. Now the capital is to import them, paint them, roll them out. It takes about $2,000 a machine. Doesn't sound like a lot of money until you're rolling out 4,000 machines. So we have raised capital. We've raised over $5.2 million to date. Right now we're in the middle of a raise, a $2.5 million raise that Seth is helping us with. And then, which will get us to we'll have 1,000 machines rolled out by the end of the year. And then we'll do another raise next year, 2018, at a higher valuation. So we've been raising money, bumping up our valuation, improving the model, improving that we can, scale this the way it needs to be scaled.
Are you putting some of the newer machines in also, those $23,000 ones, or just all of the used ones to start?
All the used ones, but as you can see, this isn't the best. I asked Seth if it was okay to show you a machine. These machines, when we retrofit them and do them, they're brand new. They are brand new machines. So these machines that NCR built, a better mousetrap. Imagine an ATM with a robot. These machines, once we do it and take care of them, they look like brand new. Actually, nice. At this point, I'll probably show you one so you can see it.
Okay.
When all done, they look fantastic.
This is a virtue of live television, folks.
Hey, how about it?
Corporate office. So there's a machine right there.
Nice. Very nice machine. Yeah.
I mean, we're brand new, painted, Ferrari red. We tried outsourcing it. We couldn't find anyone to outsource it. And so we built a facility in Mexico, in Tijuana, where we import them. We take off the skins. We paint them. They go through we add new decals to it. It's all retrofitted, some new parts. And you can see it runs like brand new. There's commercials running. And so these right here are on the side where so what we've also become is a network. We are now in talks with Telcel and Coca-Cola and the movie studios where we can run ads up here on the screen. We can run ads on the side. We're in, as I said, over 400 supermarkets. We have about 7 million people a month walk by our machines.
Nice.
So also, another revenue source would be selling advertising.
Yeah, that's one heck of a content distribution platform.
Exactly.
Now, so and one of the advantages of Mexico is because it is a little bit behind the U.S., right? DVDs are still very popular there, correct?
Well, yes. And if you remember, Kevin, we had this discussion last year at Freedom Fest.
Yes.
Redbox, at the time, I even think I made the comment that if I could afford to buy Redbox, I would. It was spitting out $400 million in free cash flow. Well,
right.
Someone did buy it. The Apollo Group bought it. Apollo Investment Group bought it 2 months ago for $1.6 billion. And they're adding another 1,500 machines. So in the U.S., it's still working and working well. They did over $2 billion last year. In Mexico, it'll even work better from the standpoint of 90% of the households have a DVD player, and their content, their fast mobile cable, there's fast cable. Only 20% of those people have super fast cable. But let's assume 100% had super fast cable. It's the choice between downloading a movie for $6 or renting it for $1. Now, everyone on this call isn't worried about $6, but people that are minimum wage or fixed income, they're going to spend $6 or $1 for a movie. That's why Redbox still does $2 billion in the U.S.
Beautiful.
And that's why in Mexico, we find out that they're still renting DVDs. It's just a better delivery format to watch a movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So the cash flows from the 400 are, you've got your proof of concept. So now as you start rolling out into the next 3,600 machines, are there enough of those used machines out there that you get your hands on?
Yeah, we already own the 4,000 machines. So
you already
when
do.
we did our deal, we own them all. So we own every single used machine out there. So our business plan happened to call for 4,000 machines, and we ended up buying 4,000 machines. Our plan was to buy them a little bit at a time as we rolled it out, but the way the deal was structured and the way we took it is that we bought them all at the same time. So we own all the machines. The company has no bank debt on its books. We're just raising capital now to roll out these machines in different cities. And so we started with new releases. That's what brings people in. We're doing a test right now with video games. So what this machine will be, this box will be an entertainment box. So you'll be able to come for your new release movies, your video games. We're looking at adding to it that we'll be able to do lottery tickets. So when you're ready to check out, a pop-up screen comes out. You can get lottery tickets, maybe gift cards, anything that fits in that little slot that's about that big, we're able to do it. It holds 950 spots, DVDs. We don't ever fill up the machine for two reasons. One, because the technology, you can rent and return anywhere. So you can rent it at a Walmart, the next morning give it to your husband, and when he's putting gas at the 7-Eleven, he can return it back. So with our technology, you can rent and return anywhere.
Super.
The investment offering has some incredibly attractive terms for accredited investors. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the way we structured our investment, we structured it as a 3-year note, convertible into common stock at the election of the holder with 100% warrant coverage. So what we're able to do is we pay a 10% yearly interest. We pay it quarterly. So the machines on a per machine basis are profitable. So we're able to pay that back. And at the end of 3 years, our hope is that the investor will convert. But if not, at that time, we would pay the investor back, and they have the warrant coverage. So they have a right to buy the same amount of shares of what their investment was at $3 a share. So we're giving them a look. Obviously, like any warrant, if it's in the money, if the stock's trading higher, you would invest. And if for some reason it's not, then the warrant becomes worthless, and then we would just pay the money back. So it's a good investment. It's the way we would invest our money, and we like to look at it from everyone's point of view.
10% a year for 3 years certainly beats anything you can get at a bank.
Right, with the upside of that they can convert into stock with the company as it's growing, as its trajectory. And we need about 3 years. When you roll out a machine, it takes anywhere from 18 to 24 months for a machine to prosper, to roll out there. So just because you put a machine in doesn't mean everyone's, hey, we're waiting for a machine, let's all order. So mature, 18 to 24 months for a machine to mature.
Then it takes the time to build the cash flow and all of that, right? And
exactly.
And do you got a good history stability chart of the acceptance of it, and then then the cash flow, kind of a historical cash flow analysis?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. We have it. Our first test was on the 100 machines. So we looked at what did it cost to build these 100 machines or retrofit the 100 machines, put them out, how long it took. And then now we can look at it and say, okay, now it's 40 times that as we grow up. But the numbers are quite staggering from a standpoint. Over a 18-month part, we had 50,000 people that we never met before trust us with their debit or credit card, right, renting these movies. So if we go out 40 times that, we'll have 2 million clients, 2 million customers that come to our machine on a twice monthly basis, because that's about what someone rents, about twice a month, and come out and visit our machine. So it's pretty awesome what we've built. And from a standpoint of now, not only do we have the network of machines that people can sell advertising, we just launched an app. Our biggest complaint, or Redbox's biggest complaint, and it was back in the days of Blockbuster. You would go there on a Friday night and you could have 12, 20 copies. That 21st person won't have the copy. So now we have an app that you can reserve it. So you put in the zip code, you see where the movie is closest to your house, you reserve it, and it does it. So we're getting a lot of acceptance on that. But what data? That's pretty great data. We more or less know, we'll know where 2 million people are going to be on a Saturday or a Sunday, more or less what time that we can do push coupons. There's a lot of things we can do with advertisers because we know when the people are walking into their store to return the DVD.
Yeah.
As a marketer, I'm thinking you've got the potential of, what movies they rent. So there's potential for merchandising tie-ins, other things you could sell them. And then if there's contact information, if you've captured that on that 2 million, that's one heck of a list.
Absolutely. Absolutely. From a standpoint, we know what their buying habits are for movies, but we know what store they're coming into. So exactly, we know what store they're going to go into. So that's for the merchandisers, the people who are selling product in the Walmart, the Soriana. So the stores can use that data, or the advertisers can use that data. And you probably won't download the app for the 7-Eleven or for the Walmart, but the movie one you would, and that we could use the right way to promote items when you're coming back into the store. So we could set up a geofence. We would know when you're coming back. But more or less, we know when you're coming back because you return the movie in 24 hours.
Hey, I met one of the founders of Redbox. I'm trying to remember his name, but who are the founders of Redbox? Have they moved on now?
Well, yes and no. One of the founders is a gentleman named Mitch Lowe. He was a co-founder of Netflix and the president of Redbox from 6 to 35,000 machines. Okay. He retired. He is on our board. He's the chairman of our board.
Great.
So we got him to come on board with us. And so we also needed someone who knew the Mexico movie space really well. So we went and found him. We cyber-stalked him, but we found him on LinkedIn and had a meeting with him. He's now on our board, Ricardo Vega. He was the ex-CEO of Blockbuster de Mexico. He was there for 18 years, and he's now on our board. He takes care of our negotiations with the movie studios. So
okay.
It might have been Mitch that you met. I'm not sure. There's one other founder, but Mitch Lowe. Actually, the company was started by McDonald's Ventures.
Okay.
So actually started it, but Mitch was we call it the godfather of video rental machines.
Yeah, and so Seth, you got involved. It's a pretty attractive deal, and it's got U.S. Acceptance as well as now it's kind of tested very successfully down there. So things going good on the capital raise.
Yes, we are generating accredited investor leads for VidBox on a regular basis of folks who are pre-qualified and pre-interested in what they're doing. So, Sandro, are you going to be at Freedom Fest this year?
I am. I'm one of the presenting companies. As last year, I have a booth in the pitch tank area.
Yeah.
And hopefully with some new things that I'm going to talk about, being the app and rolling out the 4 to 13 cities. And maybe by July, I'll be in 16 cities. I'll be hopefully up on stage presenting. But we got a lot of good feedback from last year. We actually, I don't know for sure, but I think I'm one of the few companies that actually raised money at the event. I actually had checks with me from that event. So for us, it was very successful. Of course, we got to meet a lot of great people. And so it was exciting. But yeah, so our plan is to come back. We have our booth there. And as he said, every month we've been doing events. So the accredited investors, we're raising capital from people that are far away. We do by phone and Skype calls. And then locally, we have a local meeting that we invite investors and anyone who would like to come for a tour. In San Diego, we drive across the border 8 miles and they can see the corporate facilities of VidBox. And then we actually take them and show them some stores where the machines are working. So
great. Yeah, so I will be seeing you out there because I'm on the tank panel there with Steve Forbes, and I'll be there a couple days. So I would love to offline here, Seth, if you just reconnect me to Sandro, it'd be good because I want to get his subscription docs. And this is all private at this point, right? The raise?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
We're a private PPM, and we're doing it as accredited investors, private company, correct?
Okay. And then, as I'm also a partner now in that Angel Investors Network. We may be able to help you there too. But I'd love to definitely reconnect. I remember our discussions, and now I think you're much further along, which is great news for you, and that's fantastic. So congratulations on all the success you've had in the last 11 months since I last saw you.
Well, thank you very much. And as you know, building a company, it's not easy, but it's all execution. And every day we're out there doing it. And if there's a challenge, we knock it over and keep moving on. So I look forward to seeing both of you at Freedom Fest, and any guests that are listening, we'd like to see them there.
Yep, and we'll also send them if they're interested in the investment offering. Again, you've got to be an accredited investor, but go to vidboxmexico.com, and you're more than welcome to check out all the materials there, register for our webinar, get the PPM so that you can take advantage of it and participate in this incredible deal.
Super. Fantastic. Well, it's been a great show, and we'll see you soon, Sandro. Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to this special productivity series of the Direct Response Marketing Podcast. I've interviewed hundreds of the most successful entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and CEOs all over the world, and I want to share with you one of the biggest ways I've discovered to triple your productivity that I've learned from these amazing people. Even better, I'll pay you $500 to test drive it. Just go to takethe500challenge.com. That's www.takethe500challenge.com to learn more. Thanks so much for listening.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.